Hello, it's Arjen Nijman of Blu Bird Flight Training. In this video I'd like to tell you about the atmosphere and the principles that apply when we go flying. Most of us don't fly at sea level. We want to go up, and the further you go up, the lower the air pressure gets. That's because the column of air above you gets smaller and smaller, and therefore the pressure that it exerts gets smaller too. Also, during climb, the amount of air particles that you encounter gets smaller, and that's because the higher you climb, the less the air gets compressed by its particles up there. So the air expands, the air particles get more and more space, as it were. We call that air density. It decreases with increasing altitude. But our aircraft is carried by air particles, and the density decreasing makes it more and more challenging for your airplane or helicopter to push itself off against this stuff that gets thinner and thinner. Now, there is a solution to that problem. To collect enough air particles to push off against, you'll have to increase your airspeed. But unless you carry a turbocharger, that may not be easy on your engine. It needs oxygen to burn fuel, unless of course your engine is driven electrically. But even then, you're going to notice the effects of thin air because you will still have a propeller, which needs to propel air backwards for the aircraft to move forward. Sir Isaac Newton taught us some 400 years ago about that. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. And you and I, we are reciprocating engines ourselves, aren't we? We also need oxygen to keep our machine going, and when there's less air particles up there, there's less oxygen available. Bottom line, if you've always felt that life is easy on high flyers, you've always had it backwards. Want to know more? Visit us at www.bluebird.nl. Bluebird without the E. Why? I'll tell you about that later.